The 2020 season marked the end of an era in New Orleans as Drew Brees played his final season of a legendary career with the Saints. Brees not only led the Saints to their first ever Super Bowl in 2009, but turned them into a respectable franchise after years of being the laughingstock of the NFL. With the Brees era in New Orleans officially over, the Saints now have to shift their focus towards the future, and for at least the 2021 season, the future seems to be in the hands of Jameis Winston. Yo, what's going on everybody, and welcome back to the channel. As you can probably already tell, in today's video I'm going to be talking about Jameis Winston and why I believe that he will be the starting quarterback for the Saints next season, while I also believe that he is a good option for the Saints going forward, and I don't think will be too much of a drop off from Drew Brees. Obviously he's not Drew Brees, but I'm going to get into later in the video why I think it's going to be a good move for the Saints. Before we get in the video though, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Just hit 200 subscribers, so I'm very happy for that, pushing towards 300 and further beyond. So thank you for all the support. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. Growing up in Bessemer, Alabama, Jameis Winston was a gifted athlete from a young age, starring in both football and baseball. He started in both sports at Hueytown High School, earning All-American honors in football, and was ranked as the #1 quarterback recruit, according to ESPN, coming out of high school. He was also a very talented baseball player in high school, resulting in him getting drafted by the Texas Rangers in the 15th round of the 2012 draft. Winston, however, would not take this MLB opportunity, as he would go on to commit to Florida State on February 3rd, 2012, to play both football and baseball, and went into his college career as one of the most exciting prospects in the country. Winston would redshirt his freshman year in 2012, learning from experienced starter E.J. Manuel as he finished up his college career. Going into the 2013 season, it was clear that Winston would be the starter, and there was plenty of hype during the preseason over Winston's potential as Florida State's main guy. Winston did not disappoint in his first game, completing 25 of 27 passes for 356 yards and 4 touchdowns in his debut, leading Florida State to a 41-13 blowout win over Pitt. Winston continued to impress over the next few weeks of his freshman season, leading to a much-anticipated undefeated showdown with number 3 Clemson. Winston and Florida State would go on to completely dominate Clemson, beating them 51-14, and this is where the hype for Winston and Florida State truly came to fruition and really took off. Winston and the Seminoles would continue their dominance throughout the rest of the 2013 season, en route to a national championship and Heisman Trophy for Winston, becoming just the second freshman to win the award, with the first being Johnny Manziel the previous year. Winston would finish the season throwing for over 4,000 yards and 40 touchdowns to just 10 interceptions, leading the ACC in both categories and setting an ACC freshman record. The massive successes of Winston's freshman season caused the hype for Winston to go through the roof going into his sophomore year. However, his sophomore year was not quite the massive success that his freshman year was. Winston's sophomore year was marred by off-the-field scandals and issues that even went on to get him suspended from a game, and his on-the-field play was far more inconsistent. Winston would still throw for just under 4,000 yards, but only 25 touchdowns and 18 interceptions. His decision-making became a major weakness of his, and is something that is still arguably his biggest flaw to this day. Despite the inconsistency from Winston, though, Florida State would still go on to finish the regular season undefeated, winning the ACC championship and setting up a berth in the inaugural college football playoff, facing Oregon in the CFP semifinal. Oregon, though, would completely dominate Florida State in this game, beating them 59-20, and shortly after the season, Winston would forgo his final 2 years of eligibility and declare for the 2015 NFL Draft. Heading into the 2015 draft, Winston was very much expected to be drafted #1, despite there being some concerns regarding his decision-making and off-the-field issues during his college career. Despite these concerns, Winston would go on to be taken with the #1 pick by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, with fans viewing him as the franchise centerpiece that could return Tampa Bay to the success they had during the early to mid-2000s. With all the hype going into the season, Winston's career did not get off to a flying start, having his first career pass intercepted in return for a touchdown in a 42-14 loss to the Titans in Week 1 of the 2015 season. Despite the rough start, though, Winston would go on to have a great first year, throwing for 4,042 yards and 22 touchdowns, both rookie records for Tampa Bay, and was named to the PFWA All-Rookie team, along with winning the Pepsi Rookie of the Year. On top of that, Winston made his first Pro Bowl appearance after Tom Brady pulled out, making him the first rookie quarterback to play in the Pro Bowl in Buccaneers history. For the next few seasons, Winston would continue to be a decent QB for the Buccaneers, but could never quite live up to the hype that he brought into the NFL, having been the #1 pick. His decision-making continued to be his major flaw, with turnovers casting a shadow over the obvious natural talent that he's had. Perfect example of this was the 2019 season, Winston's last with the Buccaneers, where he set career highs with 5,109 yards and 33 touchdowns, leading the league in yards, but also threw a whopping 30 interceptions. And after 5 mostly mediocre seasons in Tampa Bay, the Buccaneers decided they needed to move on, opting not to re-sign Winston, and as we all know, signing Tom Brady to truly bring the success back to Tampa Bay. After the 2019 season, Winston was signed with the Saints, where he spent last season 2020 as a backup behind now retired Drew Brees. Winston played sparingly throughout the season, only making 3 appearances, but throwing a touchdown pass and a trick play in the first round of the playoffs. With Brees now retired, he is seen by many as the Saints' next QB, despite there still possibly being competition from Taysom Hill. Hill stepped in for Brees when he was injured last season and did alright, but I believe that going forward, Winston is the better option. Despite Hill's versatility, Winston has shown throughout his career that he is an uber talented passer, and with just little maturation, he can be a great QB. And I also believe that Taysom Hill is just a better weapon for the Saints, not as a quarterback, and more to the gadget guy he's always been. I feel like his move to New Orleans, Winston's, and learning from Drew Brees, the backup, is just what he needed for a career renaissance. The Saints return many of the weapons next season that they've made this offense so great over the last few years. With an in his prime QB, with the natural talent of Winston, I feel like the Saints offense won't miss a beat next season. There's every reason to believe they will still be contenders. Weapons around him like Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas still have a far better opportunity to be successful than he ever did in Tampa Bay. Alvin Kamara showed last year that he is the most versatile and best pass-catching back in the league, and we all know what Michael Thomas is capable of when healthy. That, along with a very strong offensive line, should give Winston all the tools he needs to finally live up to his potential in New Orleans. Looking at Winston's arm and looking at the natural talent that he's shown both in college, high school, and in the NFL, I think for his whole career, it's only been a matter of time before he really shows the world what he's truly capable of. And now, being under a coach like Sean Payton, having other players that I just mentioned, I feel like there's no better time at Winston's career to really show that. With much of their offense returning and a rejuvenated Winston at the helm, I predict the Saints to push for another playoff spot. It's tough for me to see them beat out Tampa Bay for the division, but I think that the playoffs are still a reasonable expectation. Overall, I believe this will be one of the more interesting storylines in the NFL this season, and one that I'm definitely looking forward to watch play out. Yo, thank y'all so much for watching. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. What y'all think the Saints are going to be like this season. What kind of season y'all think Winston will have, and if he'll even be the starter. And what y'all thought of the video in general. I know for me, it's a very interesting storyline, especially for me living in Louisiana. I'll probably catch a Saints game or two this year. I definitely want to, even though I'm not a Saints fan. But this is a very interesting storyline for any NFL neutral, in my opinion. But yeah, with that being said, thank y'all so much for supporting the channel. Recently, the last video did crazy numbers. We gained about 100 subscribers, so thank y'all so much for that. Still looking to grow, so don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And with that being said, until the next video, Godspeed.